solo.
And hello! Welcome to Solo Playthrough. Zeds here, Greg's here. I'm not a different Greg. Tabletop Troubadour is here. Hopefully Pickles is not here today because I've been playing a lot of Zeds this week. It's been a nice distraction. Got a lot of a lot of things I'm kind of still dealing with on my end. So man, Pickles, this is bad. I just like the only character that I'm like, this is just bad design. Like, it is an absolutely terrible, useless character. So I took out my Pickles angst in the title of this video. So we'll see if he comes out here today. Saget, well, hello. Fresh off a 12-18 with Bravelar. So I am in great spirits. Congratulations, sir. Let's hope the universe balances out by giving you a hard time. Yeah, rough time. It probably will. I've been doing very poorly in this game yesterday, so hopefully today will turn over a new leaf. I had one run where I thought I was going to do it. Everything was coming together. Freaking Alyssa Darling was killing it from me. I had Bouncing Betty. I had the secret army base or Air Force base or whatever the heck it was. So I was getting the free heals. And then Brains event just absolutely destroyed me. The Zed Hemoth went from here all the way into town center, and that was no bueno. So we'll see. We'll see if I can actually get into deep into chapter 3 today. That'd be nice. Greg Spastic says, hello, everyone. Tabletop Troubadour says, howdy. And Sajid says, it is him, indeed. Little bit of a, little beard, a little shaped up, a little haircut. Still rocking these crazy glasses. And hold on one second. Cool. Yeah, so I will be a little distracted today if a phone rings and I go on break. I apologize. It won't be a very long conversation, I assure you. So let's make this happen. All right, we are gonna get the event deck set up. Well, first I'll shuffle up the fate deck, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, I was thinking I would get maybe a quick tourum on the channel. Still haven't really learned the rules of that. Again, I played Maze Knight and then just, really been on a Zeds kick. My wife and I have been playing Revive, although we played Ares Expedition yesterday. My friends and I are finally rounding a corner on the end of our Frosthaven campaign, and then we might jump into some Unsettled. I do have the entire Unsettled Kickstarter. I got that a couple of months ago, so lots of gaming goodness. I'm also very excited. There's PAX Unplugged is coming up for those in the Philadelphia area, and or who can get here for a weekend of gaming. So I'm excited to try to sell a bunch of things there because it's time to make some room in my basement for sure. So, but I did get a media pass, so thanks again to PAX. Even though I haven't been able to stream a lot, I guess since it's my hometown little board game convention, they feel happy to continue to give me a free pass, so I appreciate that. So again, I'm shuffling the end game cards here. We're going to put one of those right down there. We're going to so we're playing Epic Solo. So if I do the math of 30 plus 8, 38 plus 6, 44 plus all the trying to think, plus the end game, the 44, I think it's like almost 50 something chapters. 30, 38, 44, 45, 46, so 46 chapters. So I think I did this on the channel once, and I think I died in the very last event. So that was super fun. I did play off camera, so the co-op mode, they only recommend long, I think, is the highest they go. There's 2 more or medium. I forget. I think long co-op. They don't recommend going higher than that. And so I played that off camera, and I really like the pressure events. But I just been really on a kick to try to win on epic solo again. I just have been unable to do it off camera at all. Michael May, what's up, everyone? Haven't played this for one of the while. Great game. Currently playing Nemo's War. Hey, yeah, I bounced off Nemo's War a while ago, but definitely a lot to like about that game. Zeds is just by far and away just the better game for me. Sag says unsettled, yuck, but I hope you will enjoy it. Interesting. I've heard mixed things, so I picked it up for pretty cheap. So I'm happy to explore it. If it's not for me, I will sell it. That's how it goes. So it actually fits pretty reasonably in my basement. So it's not. I had a space that didn't really fit anything else, so it fit unsettled, and I'm more than happy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we're gonna take the so these are the three special events for chapter 4. And I just shuffle them in one at a time. I don't know. It's like a mental thing for me. Just mental in so many ways. I just think it makes you know, feels more random for me that way than like throwing 3 cards in at the same time and just shuffling them all to the top. So this goes here. So again, this is one final event. These 8 cards for chapter 4, and then we're gonna put the National Guard card on top of that. It will be a good day if we even get to that, because again, I have not seen that card at all in my 3 or 4 attempts off camera. But unsettled, yuck, interesting, Saget. We that makes me a little concerned. Yuck's a strong word, man. That's fighting words. I've heard it's a decent little puzzle. I think I have a game group that I think will hopefully enjoy it. But this is the same group that we played. What's the other space? The epic space adventure, the Awakened Realms one. ISS Vanguard, and as a group of 4, we were not. Oh, it was really bad for 4. But I've heard that game is actually really good solo, but it sucked for a group. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we got the 4 special events from chapter 3. So I'm going to shuffle these in one at a time. Yeah, the problem with at 4 eyes to Vanguard, they're just the in between the missions weren't that interesting for 4. I mean, I think if you were doing 1 or 2, it would feel interesting, but 4 just I don't know. There just wasn't enough going on, and then the in between phases, there were just genuinely not enough decisions, where you just basically had 1 or 2 people kind of making the decisions, and everyone else was waiting around twiddling their thumbs. It just was not a good experience for us. And I've read a lot. If you look at like the BGG rankings for player counts, like the player count, the recommendations for 4 is, I mean, it's very very not recommended for 4, and I think that's fair. I think those BGG rankings for player counts might be the most useful information they have on there. I find the ratings whacked out. I find the difficulty, the complexity scale whacked out. But I think if you look at like, hey, is this recommended for 2, 3, or 4? I actually find those numbers to be somewhat useful and consistent with my own experiences. Sagitt, our main problem was it punishes you for trying to have fun. You have to play very efficiently and only do what the scenario needs. Something cool in a distance? Nope. A fancy thing to explore? Nah. Interesting. So it's like a hyper efficiency puzzle. Good to know. Good to know. I can see that being annoying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so definitely not one of those games where you want to explore all the bells and whistles. I thought like Time Stories was like that. I played Time Stories it was actually a good Zoom game. If like, so my wife and I, and then good friends of ours had their own copy, and we'd play over Zoom. And but yeah, it was like such a punishing efficiency puzzle. Then you had to like to redo this. It was like Groundhog Day, so that was fun for a while. I think we played for like five or six of the boxes, and then we kind of gave up on it. Sagitt says ISS Vanguard is a huge hit for me. We played 2-player and generally played it loose and quick. The story to me worked out easily top 10, but then again, I generally enjoy the story focused adventure stuff. Yeah, I think for 2, I think it could have been really fun if it was just me and any one of the other dudes I was playing with. But yeah, this for 4, it was just such a bad experience, and it really just kind of left me like not even interested in exploring it um, anymore. Just there's too many games, man. But maybe one day if I have a friend who has it and still never played through it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, finally our last event cards, special event cards, and then we just have to get what is going on. Where are where are my level 1 cards? Are these are level 1 cards. Wow. Ruh-roh. That's level 2. What did I do? This is 4. This is 3. Yeah, I accidentally shuffled in the 1s and the 2s. My bad. Alright, let me undo this real quick. I shuffled the 1s and the 2s together, because that was smart. SMRT. So 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1. This is riveting television. 1, 2, 1. Alright. Get 2 piles here real quick. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. I think these, I think I did it after I chose the 11, which is really dumb. And somehow I just ended up with all the 1s in the same pile, which is super annoying. Those are all 2s. Those are all 1. I just looked at the 1 pile. I was like, that looks really small. All right, there we go. We're good. So let me shuffle this one more time. Sagitt, there's literally no reason to go back to an experience after you try it once. At some point, you do not enjoy it, which is a great problem to have. Yeah, especially if someone else paid. Yeah, it is nice. Like people that don't have like a group like that where they can try every game they want to try like at least a little bit more affordably and without having to like the storage issue. Um, I guess that the nice thing about BGA, if you what is it? Is BGA Board Game Arena? Yeah, anyone who really like enjoys playing online. I just don't. I don't enjoy the simulated tabletop experiences online. I just really one of my favorite things about board games is the tactile nature of the cards and the tokens and flipping things and shuffling things. So it's like for me, like playing board games online just feels really stale. 6, 7, 8. Do. All right, take 2. Take 2 for chapter 2. Take 2 for chapter 2. There's a song in there somewhere. I'll write the rest of the lyrics later. It's funny thing about the epic solo is I really find, my experiences. Not that I've gone much past chapter 2 this week, but I do find chapter 2 has always been like the most challenging chapter. Like if you get past chapter 2, the likelihood of being able to kind of keep it going for a while through chapter 3, it seemed always felt pretty high to me. But the 4 special events of chapter 2, 2 brains cards, some of the other kind of wrinkles, it's just a really really hard chapter a lot of times. If you don't have any extra special heroes early or whatever, or if you're getting a lot of events that just don't give you a lot of actions, it could just be a really brutal part of the game that's everybody else can kind of turn into a slog. So I've also been like exploring different strategies for the tunnel track and kind of I had one game, the game I mean absolutely it was like almost a clean board by the end. It was absolutely nuts. But I had a game I was playing with the co-op rules, and even with all the placement events, I just absolutely destroyed the game. And I actually put Kingman in the tunnel track, and he just like almost single-handedly held that down the entire game. It just was it was a really really different experience. So I'm trying different things with the tunnel track. I was trying to use Pickles for the tunnel track, but that dog, man. I think if I won 10%, um, of my noisy barkles. I think that's exaggerating a little bit. Hold on 1 second. Going on mute for a sec. What's up? I'll be signing off soon, unfortunately. Should be back in a few hours, so I assume I will catch the end. It sounds about right. Jonathan K, or I will have epically died very early. Kind of where I'm at with 7 Citadel. I had a ton of fun exploring and building my Citadel, but after filing the cards away 30 times, I just can't bring myself to go back to it. Too many other games. Jonathan, did you play Seventh Continent? Is kind of what I'm super curious about because I liked Seventh Continent a lot, and I know it had its flaws, and it was definitely filing cabinet at the game, and I get it. It's not a perfect game, but I actually really enjoyed it. I mean, the exploring and the surprise and the puzzles, and then played Seven Citadel. I think my friend and I played the first 3 chapters again, playing on somebody else's dime with somebody else's storage problem, and we both were like, "This is horrible." It's like they took everything I liked about Seventh Continent and took it away, and then replaced it with this other. It was so on rails. It was again like talk about like, I mean, it's like it told you where you had to go. There was no exploring. There was no. It's like, oh, okay, if I go here, it's gonna be super expensive and stupid. So why would I ever do that? So now you're just kind of like on rails, going through this like very interesting. I didn't find it very interesting system. Like I was very disappointed with Seven Continent. Or Seven Citadel. I was kind of amazed that that was the change they tried to make. I mean, I don't know if there was a better. Maybe chapters wasn't the right idea. Maybe they just had to figure out how to get around the permadeath and make a better save system. I don't know, but what a bad second version of that game I found Seven Citadel. Oh yeah, there was definitely that too. But in our case, both 7 games really hit the sweet spot too. Wow, Sajid, you're killing me. What is going on? I I will never understand people liking Seven Citadel. I really won't. And I'm not like that one. I'm thinking, I can see why other people will like this. Not for me. Oh, that game. Whoa, that game I thought was just such a down step from Seventh Continent on so many levels. Um, Jonathan, I did not. Maybe I would like the original better without the rails. It was mostly the upkeep though. I should try playing co-op to help with it. I don't know. I don't know if the co-op will help. Anyway, let's go. We're gonna get the late research deck. Lots of shuffling as we start a game of Dawn of the Zeds. We're gonna get this card out and this card. So we got 2 non exclamation point late research cards. One of them is absolutely, again, I just think it's bad game design. It's like, you did this really hard thing, punch you in the face, like, like that's what one of the things with Nemo's War that I just kind of really bounced off of it. They do that a lot in Nemo's War. Like these games are too hard, man. Like where if you anyway, yeah, the card that like makes you lose a super weapon component and like add an early research card, it's not fun, man. Like that's not. I get that as a fate draw. I do not get that as part of the research deck. I think it's again a really really bad piece of game design that makes no sense, man. You cannot divorce risk and reward so dramatically. By basically making the reward an ultra punishment. The risk is in like taking the action because if you fail the research, you're in trouble. And then you give me this card that just really like completely upends my what I've been working for all game. That's just messed up. Sad just said at one point we did this 10-hour loop, which did not help at all with the quest before we were chasing after something else. Cool. You could wait. I'm sorry. Hold on one sec. The Seventh Citadel was in many ways a reaction to criticism reviews. It is different, but it still scratches the same itch. You can also go off on your own at Seventh Citadel. Maybe not at all. Maybe not at the very beginning, but quite early. At one point, we did a 10-hour loop. It did not help at all with the quest before we were chasing after something else because we were chasing after something else. It is something, right? STH. Sithels. Nah, but it seemed like as if you because I'm trying to remember like the back of the cards. It was like you the cost of going into an area that clearly wasn't for the chapter was so damn high. Like I don't know, man. It is what it is. But I really like Seven Continent too. I mean, I think that first quest I didn't like look the hunt the beast to beat your own score thing that was kind of bad. There one of them was super grindy. I think the expansion quests, the expansion curses were so good. Like the Icy Waste was so good. Forbidden Sanctuary was so good. But if you don't play that game for 6 months, coming back to it, I can see it being really annoying. But I was able to really binge Seventh Continent for like a while, where I learned the land, and I thought that was cool. Like, a game that like it's almost like you felt like you had explored this land. You're a real explorer. I mean, not the cards, I get it, but you had explored this land. You knew where things were, and I think that knowledge base was such an interesting experience for a game to really play on that, and then to have curses that kind of assumed that you had a working knowledge of this island or this land or with this continent. Really, I mean, it's huge. I thought it was super super unique, and that's what I think that finding a game that's ever going to repeat that for me, I think is going to be super super rare. And then Seventh Citadel came out. I was hoping for that experience again, and I was like, "What is this? This is just felt silly." Whereas, like, I'm going through a point by point by point book. But yeah, I guess if you really wanted to go off the rails and kind of see what happened, I guess that could be interesting. But my friend and I really just weren't. And we played 3-4 chapters, and we're like, "All right, we're done. This is not fun." 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. There we go. All right, I think we're finally done shuffling. Every day you're shuffling. I know, mandatory joke. I say it every video. Ha ha ha, Greg. Same old jokes. I know. You know what you're getting into. It's not my fault. All right, let's go. We're going to have to set up our units. And I got my Zeds over here. Cool. I got all the units in front of me. You're going to have to trust. Because the way I randomize, I roll a die. You're going to trust. I'm just going to pull that number. So there are 10 heroic civilians. I'm going to roll a d10. Booyah, I rolled a 1. We get the checkmates. Don't hate that. Let me get their special token. Hello, check. I promise they were number 1. Then we're going to go with we'll do these guys. So I'm going to put the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to put the first one on the town center basement. I rolled a 4, so that's this guy. This one goes in the security guard post. We have 8 of the regular civilians or 7 of the regular civilians rolling a d8. That's a 7. So 2 strength goes here. I start with suburbs track, go around. It's how I keep everything orderly in this game. I rolled a 4. That is the number 4. Regular civilian. There's 5 left. I rolled number 2. That's a 3. There's 4 left. I rolled a 4. That's a 2 strengther. Going over here, I rolled a 2. That's a 2 strengther. And I rolled a 2. So one of the 3 strengthers, unfortunately, is not in the game. We have 20. If you have all the expansions, there are 21 different heroes. So I'm going to roll a die. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to choose from the first 10. And 4, 5, 6. I'm going to choose from the second 11. So I'm choosing from the first 10. I'm going to roll a d10. We rolled a 9. So 5, 9. Making sure this is all 21 are here. Great. We get Agent Wright. Rolling a d20 because there are 20 left. I rolled a 6. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You know I wasn't messing there. Oh my gosh, I hate Pickles so much. I feel like our win percentage chances went from like 3% down to 1.5%. Actually, to like 0.2. He's so horrendous. He's just a bad piece of game design. This is not getting better either. I like Wilson a lot, actually. I don't like Wilson in a freaking group where I already have Pickles. I have one thing that can't fight. Now I have 2. All right, 18 left. I rolled a 2. And we get a G. Oh, dear Lord. We are gonna need some help. Give me 3 non-fighters. One of them is Pickles. That's not great. That's a bad lineup, kids. That is a bad lineup. All right, we'll have the super weapon though, and maybe we'll get lucky. We gotta get some help because woof. Here we go. Who we got? Pickles. You freaking dumb dog. A G. Wilson. Right. That's those guys. It's horrendous. This is so bad. Checkmates. So bad. Do we have any special tokens? We do. We have the Mother of Invention. I'm blowing up. They all fit on here. Mother of Invention, where are you? I did tweak my neck while I was sleeping last night because, getting old is fun. All right, there we go. So, Pickles, Scavenger, rolls 2 dice when conducting a forage action. If he can forage in a Zeds controlled space, but only with 1 die. Stealth, when Pickles enters a space with a Zeds or Raiders unit, or vice versa. Roll a 1, which I will invariably, very early in the game, engage in hand-to-hand combat. 2 through 6, no effect. These units simply coexist in that Zeds controlled space. Noisy Bark, when a Zeds or Raiders unit attempts to leave a space shared with Pickles. Roll a 1, 2, or 3, which I will every time, no effect, or a 4, 5, 6, that move is cancelled. Professor G can be moved into a hospital staff office or laboratory space. She's also Red Diamond, so is Pickles. She receives a +1 to her research die rolls. She can also attain a 4th super weapon component. Mother of Invention. Once per action phase, she may spend her Mother of Invention action to gain 1 additional event action by increasing the infection by 3. Place a Mother of Invention marker on this card. When a G is in the hospital staff office, every heal action there causes -2 instead of -1. And once the super weapon is discovered, she restores order. When she restores order, it's -2 infection instead of the usual +1. Wilson the Hermit rolls 2 dice when conducting a forage action. Lucky Charm, when Wilson is stacked with another player unit, but not in Town Center. He's also Red Diamond. All 4 of them are Red Diamond. This is the Red Diamond team. But not Town Center. This unit can roll an extra die for all their rolls, including combat and saving rolls, and select which die or dice to determine the outcome. As part of a move action, Wilson can move from any space to the same number space on an adjacent track for 1 movement point. A player unit in the same space as Wilson may take a shortcut as part of its own move action, while on the play the top card of the draw pile can be inspected at any time. I mean, I'd love to combo Wilson and Pickles, but to give the Noisy Bark a better chance of success, but it doesn't matter because you can't do that because Wilson can't stay in the same space as the Zeds. Only Pickles can. Anyway, Special Agent Wright can be moved into a hospital staff office or a laboratory space. She receives a +1 shift in all hand-to-hand combat and gunfire attacks. Experimental field gear gets a rugged roll each time she receives a hit. That hit is canceled on a 5 or a 6. It's an action. Examine the event card and put it back on top of the deck face down. By the way, so we'll never do that. When in the hospital staff office, add 1 to all player unit saving rolls. Yeah, the top card of the Fate deck. So we're gonna have this as face up. That's a helpful card. So we're just gonna have that. We'll play with that face up all the time. Checkmates. At the start of each action phase, roll a die. If the result is greater than, not equal to, it has to be greater than the number of event actions received that turn. Gain 1 additional event action. And then each refugee's unit in the refugee camp increases its unit's full strength by 1 and reduce strain side by +1/2, rounded down, as new people join the club with a mind to fight the Zeds. Oh, okay. This will be. This is nuts. Sadja says the thing that 7 content is that you take photos and make notes and you accept the grind to us. That was interesting. But if you wanted to play the game 3 hours and meet our goal, that's not it. Jonathan says classic. Hey there, Pickles. Hey there, Pickles. I generally have no clue about them, but why not? Does this game have scouts or minotaurs? Jonathan K says I wonder if Pickles would be in the designer edition. And Sadja says just drop the difficulty. Then come on, why do you make yourself suffer? Because if we pull it off, This is the stuff of legends, man. This is how you become. It's how you become great, or something. I don't know, man. This is absurd. Well, the funny thing, Sajid, like there really is no dropping the difficulty once the game's set up. It's not like there's no settings. Like the settings is you set the game up, right? It's in how many actions how long do you have to survive. So at this point there really is no dropping the difficulty. um I don't know, man. That's crazy. And the funny thing too about this game is a lot of the expansions tend to tweak the game and make it easier, um just slightly. And I it's like the one game where I'm like, yes, thank you. Like this game needed little tweaks to make it easier. There's another game that did that where the expansion kind of, well, these are bad, man. 6977. Hello. And I'm gonna get like a crappy one here. Here, 5 on the tunnel. I'm trying to think of another game that kind of, Uprising. Yeah. Oh yeah, another game that could benefited from little things that just gave the player a little bit more flexibility. And that's the setup. All right, let's go. Event deck. Huzzah! That's a good card early. It's turning. Our luck is turning. Rangers. So 4 phase. Rangers, Raiders, Refugees, Rescuers. You're all gonna be sick of me saying that by the end of the day. We like to forage. This is bad. This is bad. I think. Oh, we need to set up our starting supplies. We start with 7 supplies, and then 6 minus 3. The lower of the 2 dice is 3. So 3 ammo. So we are going to need some bolitos. We are going to need. So if I use Special Agent Wright to maybe just try to lock down the mountain track, we're gonna have to get these guys out of there. I'm gonna need more fighters, that can then absorb some punches. A G's gonna go to the laboratory. Pickles, I think I'm just gonna try to use him to hold down the tunnel track. Hold on one sec. My nose just loves. Well, good luck then, I guess, says Sajid. Yeah, so I think, yeah, I mean, if I can get decent luck with the noisy bark, and the stealth, if I can maybe lock down the tunnel space track with him. If we get an early, get a new hero, then I think we're good. So yeah, Sajid, one of the things they do recommend you pick the first character and then you kind of randomize the other 3. But honestly, 9 times out of 10, I would pick a G because I mean she's really the only one that, in my mind, Xeno to some extent, but really a G makes the super weapon, a hard super weapon strategy, super viable. So I think we use these 4R activations. So again, so refugee activations, you can use them alternatively on the rails the trains. So we're gonna move this train up here. A train can carry 2 player units or 1 one refugees unit. Refugees units are also player units, but they're just, there's a lot of refugees, so they take up more space. So when we take the train to the Lucky Strike mine, that gives us 2 more bullets, which we will absolutely need. Oh, that's not Professor Wright. That's not a G. That's not Agent Wright. That's a G. So we're gonna move right up there with whatever. And I think that might 2 heroes on 1 track is rough, but we're gonna need them to forage a lot, get as many bullets as we can, and again, if I can get him out, use some gunfire with 4 gunfire there. I mean, I think there's a strategy we could be able to cobble together, assuming Pickles manages to hold down the tunnel track for us, which is a big freaking if, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna take this unit over here to the farm. on this train, and that's going to give us 3 food, and that's a good start. All right. Infection phase, no. Eat phase, we don't have to roll because we don't have any refugees in the refugee camp, and we don't have any units in the hospital. We're activating the forest track. We're activating the mountain track. We go to the action phase. We get 4 event actions. We're going to roll the checkmates die. I rolled a 4, so it does not give me an extra action. At the beginning of this phase, we do a Zeds pressure event. We're not doing those. We're only playing the solo rules. And during this phase, all move actions that begin in town center are free. Great. So we're moving you here. We're moving Pickles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he has red diamond clearance, so he does not need to make catacombs rolls. We're just basically going to try to get him down here to the chromotechnics lab, and we're just going to try to lock down the tunnel track. Just don't have many other great options right now. And then the checkmates, they can go somewhere. Where are we going to want to build a thing? We'll have the checkmates. They have a move of 3. They're going to go 1, 2, and 3. We get 4 actions. I'm going to spend my first action and 2 supplies to get a barricade there. I'm going to spend my second action to do a research with a G. We need a 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. We rolled a 4. First research is, while this is your current research, you may spend 1 supply instead of 1 action to conduct research. Now again, you can only successfully have 1 research action a turn. So that's been helpful. We're going to forage with Wilson the Hermit. So he rolls 2 dice. We roll the 6, so we get 2 more bullets. That's super nice. We really have to get these guys activated. They are just too useless where they are. So we're going to spend another action to move this guy. So they move 3. Normal civilians only move 2, but they are special civilians. And Pickles. The one dangerous thing about Pickles going this far, there's like that one chapter 1 card where he might actually end up getting damaged, but reality is if he gets into a fight, he's going to die anyway. So, just can't roll a 1. And then finally, the last, we had this 1 player action token, which I think we just continue. We really want to get these barricades up. We could forage again while we have the chance. We're going to need to get more food out of the farm too. Like, we have lots of problems. Oh, this is so bad. This is a bad group. Bad group of peeps. I've also been doing a lot of the math with the candy corn. Not exactly math. But again, if you really need to have 1 track where you just kind of keep clean, otherwise you're going to run out of 12 eventually. And you pretty much can never have, like, the town spaces and that suspension bridge, you really can't get any candy corn on there because there's, again, 12 goes away real quick if you're not careful. So this last action, I kind of want to forage, just maybe get as many bullets as possible, and then somehow we can get Wilson over here. I think that'd be good. All right, so we're going to forage again with Wilson. We rolled a 4. That's 1 more bullet. All right, that is the first event. Next card, Booyah. Local Zeds Outbreak. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. With the Refugees, we're just going to move. With the 1 activation, we can flip over 1 of our trains. So we'll do that. Infection phase, we're good. We don't have to roll. Eat, we're going to roll 1, or we're going to eat 1. So our supplies go down to 7. We are in the Zeds phase. At the beginning of this phase, do a pressure event. During this phase, for each regular civilians unit eliminated or sent to the hospital after a saving roll, place a new Zeds unit. I don't think anyone's going to be eliminated, but actually, Mountain Track, that could be a thing that happens. I think we'll be right though. So hopefully no one gets eliminated. Let's move. So we're going to activate the suburbs track. We're going to activate the mountain track. This goes in. Infection level goes to 1. Defiant marker comes away. It is 7 to 2, so that is Zeds times 3. The terrain shift makes this a Zeds times 2. I would like anything higher than a 4. I rolled a 5. Well, it wasn't specific, so that's 3 hits to the player unit, and then they back up. But they're stack limited, so they go all the way to there. And the refugees come here. The refugees are not stack limited, so they can still chill there, even though the train is also not stack limited. So you have 2 units to train, and then the refugees. That's a lot of units in one place, but that's legal. So that's done. This gets a candy corn. And then we go to the tunnel track. This comes up. This gets a candy corn. All right. We're going to get 2 event actions. So we're going to do the checkmates roll. It's a 6. We get a 3rd action. I'm going to do a G's thing. She's going to spend a supply instead of an action. We need a 4, 5, or a 6. That's a 1. Supply instead of an action. I got a 2. Supply instead of an action. I got a 3. Supply instead of an action. I got a 3. Supply instead of an action. There's a 5. Woof. There we go. Confident Scientist. Remove 1 chaos marker for free with no infection increase. What a garbage card that was. And now I need supplies. So Wilson needs to get his butt over there. We'll do that. Yeah, we're going to have to get supplies back really badly. But that's fine. It's still, the chance of having to be able to save an action was such that it made sense. Of course, it didn't work out. So we're doing an action and a bullet. And we're doing a gunfire attack of a 4. She gets +1. So we're doing gunfire attack of a 5 on that guy. I rolled an 11. That's a good start. So that's only 3 damage. So now it's a 4. Woof. Oh, we actually rolled another die because I'm with Wilson. So still an 11. 12 would have been 1 more damage. Yeah, I think we just kill this clown. So I'm going to spend an action and a bullet, rolling 3 dice. That's an 11, so he's dead. We're going to move Wilson to the farm, I think. And we need to scavenge, because woof. We need to scavenge. All right, we're going to spend an action. Now, Wilson, remember, has shortcuts, so he can go from here to the 3 to the 3. And while there, he's going to do a scavenge action. He rolls 2 dice, and we rolled a 5, so 1 supply back. So again, the action economy of spending supplies to do the research. If it worked the first time, it would have been great. Instead, it took us 5 supplies, so now I'm going to have to spend those actions back to get the resources. But fortunately, Wilson is so good at scavenging. That's fine. Now, again, we also could just move the train back and get 3 resources that way. Not always the easiest strategy to pull off. So, and plus, because it's 1 to move, 1 to flip, 1 to move back. So that's 3 actions, or like 1 to flip, 1 to move back, 1 to move back. Whereas Wilson, if he rolls a couple of 6s, it's more efficient just to have him scavenge and get the resources that way. So that is done. Next card. That will help. All right, Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. The number is 0, so no activations there. Infection level is no. Eat is 1. We're going to get the activate the forest track, activate the mountain track. Remember, there is no one on the mountain track, so we get another regular Zeds unit gets placed on the start space. That's a 4. That's decent. 2 event actions. We're going to do the checkmates roll. It's a 1, of course. At the beginning of this phase, place the well-armed marker on any regular civilian unit in play until he ends up in the cemetery. That unit receives a shift in all hand-to-hand and gunfire attack combat. So this is going to go on. I think we just put it on the 4. It's not much of a debate. The checkmates roll there would have been helpful. All right, so we really just have to get this super weapon. I don't see a world where we have a good game without that happening as soon as possible. So moving that 4, 5, or 6, please. It's a 1. If a G's rolling like crap, we're gonna have a hard day. 1, 1, 4. There we go. Now you need a 5 or a 6. She gets +1 to her rolls. That's why a G is so good for research. But yeah, that's sorry, tweaked my neck. Okay. But yeah, spending 3 actions to roll a 4 is not the idea of a good thing. That's poisoning. While this is the current research card, at the beginning of each action phase, you may inflict 1 hit on the weakest edge unit adjacent to any civilians or heroes unit. Little things like that. I've come to use these reminder tokens because I just keep forgetting that that's a thing that I have to do. So I'm going to put that right there to remind me of that. So we got there with the research. Wasn't great. Took way too long. Didn't do any scavenging with Wilson, but we'll figure it out. Rule 7, cardio. Rangers, raiders, refugees, rescuers. We are going to flip this train because I think getting that back and back is going to be important at some point. Oh, wait. We have a refugees unit. We do have a refugee, so we're going to actually move them 1. Start moving them toward home. I don't think this train... we're going to need more bullets at some point. I could just load the train. That's another idea. We will load the train. It's an action to load the refugees into the train, and then an action to move the train back in. So I think that makes some sense. We'll get our first rumor out there, and that will be good. Alrighty then. It's fine. So infection, we're still only at a 1. Eat 1, because we're just happy to eat 1 every round, because that's super fun. At the beginning of this phase, so Zeds are activating twice on the suburbs track, but at the beginning of this phase, place a new Zeds unit on an empty start space of your choice. If possible, we're going to put it on the tunnel, where Pickles is just waiting patiently for further instructions. Dumb dog. All right. Otherwise, placed on a blah blah. Okay. If and when a Zed unit enters a space occupied by any civilians unit or heroes this turn, you may freely retreat that unit instead of engaging in hand-to-hand combat. How excellent. So, activating the suburbs track, the first activation, this goes in, this goes up, finally get a 2 there. It is Zed's advantage 6 to a 4, but we have a shift for the terrain and then a shift because of the well-armed civilians, so it becomes human advantage. Rolling the dice. Boop. Just absolutely killing it, kids. So I rolled a 4. So 1 damage to the Zeds unit, 3 damage to my well-armed civilians. That's so bad. The refugees are fleeing. So I could have just retreated, but then my refugees would have been like, what's going on? So I have to fight. I really don't want to get them eaten because that just really starts screwing with my infection level. So we're going to try one more time. And, it's 3 damage. 4 is so bad. That's horrendous. All right, so this comes in. This goes up. We're going to hopefully get a saving roll for them because woof. And I don't know. I can't defend it. That's so bad. Yeah, that's a bad 4. That is a bad 4. I don't want them to die. I could just try to do a saving roll because the problem is at equal to, I would need a 12. Otherwise, I need to do a saving roll. And if I need to do a saving roll anyway, I might as well try to do a saving roll for the refugees. The refugees are especially important because the checkmates are trying to get their strength up because I have, again, so few fighters. God, it's bad. Well-armed civilians, we're fine. Oh, 4. Oh, 4. All right, I'm going to use the cardio. So they leave. The civilians unit freely retreats. The Zeds unit stays. It's now in a place with the refugees, so it devours the refugees, so that's 2. And then we're doing a saving roll for the refugees. They are saved, so that's 1 more. They come here with an EKG unit on them. EKG marker. Beginning of this phase, I could put 1 hit on the weakest Zeds unit adjacent to a civilian unit. So now he's up to 2 damage. That 4 is really gross. Because even a 5, he'd flip. That's really unfortunate. The other thing I've really grown to, well, I have no friggin' supplies, but it's having a unit that heals. This looks so important. I don't know. Anyway, 1 event action. I rolled a 2 with the checkmates. Don't show up. It's another action from them. I have to get Pickles in place to really just try to prevent the tunnel track from ever becoming anything. So I'm using an action here to do a research. I need a 3, 4, 5, or 6. I rolled a 3. Get 4, 5, or 6. I get the +1 with the 3. So again, that's why a G is so important. Turn down the loud music. Immediately retreat the Zeds units in anyone's space. I'm going to retreat these guys. Just not set up to play with them. Or Pickles doesn't restore order. That's another annoying thing about him. I'm going to use this action to move Pickles into here. Now he enters anything but a 1, please. I rolled a 2. Don't show off, Pickles. Woof. Now they can just chill. Hopefully the noisy bark starts working. And we are going to have to forage with Wilson. I rolled 2 1s. Oh my gosh. I have 1 supply, which is not enough supplies. So that was a thing that didn't go very well. I don't need this reminder anymore because that research card is no longer in play. So we have research 4 things though, so that's a step in the right direction. We have 1 supply and 6 bullets. Let's go. Supply room discovered. Hello. All right, this is helpful. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers, 0. So no activations. Infection, no. Eat. Don't have to roll. Oh, I need to roll. I need higher than a 1. I rolled a 2. Excellent. Look at me. On a lot of 2s. Zeds activate on the highway track. Zeds activate on the mountain track. We get 2 event actions. We're going to do the checkmates roll. I rolled a 3. All right. As long as you're 1 higher, we're good. At the end of this phase, get +4 supplies if a player unit is on the mall district. Yes. I think we can do that. I think we can do that. All right. Well, we need to keep our research. So we're going to do our research. We need a 4, 5, or a 6. I rolled a 3. We need a 4, 5, or a 6. I rolled a 3. We need a 4, 5, or a 6. It's not my day, kids. It's not my day. And I need those 4 supplies. Mother Invention, 3 Infection. I need a 3. There we go. -2. Well, that worked out. And I have, so again, Mother Invention gave me +3 for one more action, which is fine. I got -2. Would have preferred the -2 without the +3, but that's fine. And then I'm gonna move. I think Wilson's the only guy that gets me here, which is fine. So end of the thing, I get 4 supplies up to 5. I mean, these research rolls, I have to be. If I'm rolling 30%, I think that's a lot on a 50-50 proposition. This game frustrates me so much, and I love it so much. It's a bad relationship. Woo! All right, we're getting close to the super weapon, though. All right, next, we just have to get the super weapon as soon as possible if I have any chance. So we did not get the Hero Arrives card in Chapter 1. We also did not get the Hellraiser card in the Chapter 1, so that's helpful. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. Ugh, highway track's gonna get ugly. Alright, I'm gonna bring this in with my 1 activation. That means this goes up. Probably gonna have an infection. This flips over immediately. This comes into here. We do our fate draw, which is great. We know it's good. Oh, right, I know where this is going. It goes on the forest track. I don't want something on the forest track. So since I knew what that was, I'm going to undo that, bring this down, and you're just going to stay here for a second. What did I do? What did I do? This goes here. This goes here. I'm just going to flip this over. There's no other refugees on the board, right? Yeah, so they're defiant, they're defiant. So they're still villagers. They become refugees when they're displaced. So trains are both flipped, can come back to town center. Great. Infection, I need higher than a 7. I rolled an 8. Don't show off. If I brought him in, that would have been an outbreak. So that worked out well. Eat 1. Zeds are activating in the highway track. So this comes in, this comes up. It's Zeds times 2. Because it's 7 and 2, so it's Zeds times 3. Terrain shift 6. I'm just killing the rolls today, kids. So 3 damage to you. No damage to the Zeds. These villagers become refugees as well. This comes in. Anyone other? Well, Pickles is there for a reason, so we're going to do this track. I need a 4, 5, or a 6. Hey, noisy bark works. And now we are stack limited, so this guy can't even move. Dude, I told you, Pickles is the best unit in the game. Checkmates roll. I needed a 2 or higher. I rolled a 1. At the beginning of this phase, do a pressure event that each hero and heroic civilians in a named space may conduct 1 free for rejection. Is Pickles in a named space? Yes, he is Zed's controlled, but he can roll. He only rolls 1 die instead of 2, though. He does succeed, so any other named space, he's going to get a bullet. A G is in a laboratory. I don't think you can do research there. I don't think it counts as a named space. Wilson, a hermit, is in the mall district, so he rolls 2 dice. He rolls a 4. A 4 in any other named space gets 1 supply. Special Agent Wright rolls. She rolls a 2. The checkmates are not in a namespace. So that's that. Woo! I really don't want... Just putting a rumor there is just not super helpful. It's one of the nice things about Wilson and the rumors. You can really have more control over where they come out. Well, we have the research. 4, 5, or 6, please. I rolled a 3. 4, 5, or 6, please. +3. 4, 5, or 6, please. There we go. I mean, it's kind of kamikaze, but if I don't get the super weapon out, ASAP, we're in serious trouble. While this is the current research card, add +1 to your saving rolls. So I'm gonna have an outbreak. I just kind of see that happening. So I don't know, man. I can't go around without getting to that super weapon. It's just not. I don't have the units to make up for that. But again, it took me 3 rolls plus 3 infection instead of just 1 roll. Like it's really really unfortunate luck so far. All right, that is that. Chapter 1 is over. Um, we're gonna go to chapter 2. A brains event would be so awesome. No! Oh, don't do it. Oh, so crap. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, and Rescuers. Now, the tunnel track is activating twice. The highway track is activating once. So the highway track would devour him. So we're going to move the Refugees with that 1 activation. Infection, I need higher than an 11. Didn't work. I rolled a 6. So the 11 comes down to a 5. We draw this. It says, yeah, they fell for it this time, but where? We're putting a regular Zeds in the forest, and it's a keep for later card, which is a nice card. So the forest is getting a regular Zed. It's going to come in here. It's a 5. It goes in the town center space close to the town center because there are no chaos markers. So it goes there. This goes up. Defiant comes off. It is Zed's advantage becomes equal to, because of the terrain shift and defending, a 7. That's almost a good roll. That's 2 damage, and then 2 damage to these guys. They've held on to St. Thomas for now. So the affection phase is done. Eat. I still need higher than a 1. I rolled a freaking 1, and we have to spend a supply. I'm just rolling. I mean, I tend to roll bad, but this is this is a new level. This comes up. So we're activating the highway track in the Zeds phase. We go to 7. It is Zeds times 3. That's a crappy roll that I've come to expect, and this guy is just dead. We're not even going to try to save him. This guy goes here. Tunnel track activates twice. Noisy bark. Hey, it works. So that's the first tunnel track activation. Second tunnel track activation. No, oh my gosh. As I've said, Pickles is the greatest. So it's the only rolls I'm doing well so far. I think we're 3 for 3. 2 event actions. Checkmates roll. I rolled a 1 again. I mean, the checkmates should have given me, what, 5 extra actions by now? I think they've given me 2. At the beginning of this phase, roll a die. I rolled a 4. Add 1 early research card to the deck, which is awesome, because why would I want to get to the super weapon any faster? Here we go. So we get 2 actions. Research, need 3, 4, 5, or 6. There we go. Good job, G. +2 supplies with some Zeds jerky. So now again, there were effectively 8 early research cards. So we were 2 rounds away. Now we're back to 2 rounds away because we just had to add 1. 2 actions left, which is not enough actions. Man, Pickles is just crushing this tunnel track, man. I love it. The greatest dog ever. We can examine this. Donardo's banned. Ooh. Player's choice, though, on the rumor. When a hero, civilian unit, or special occupies a space with a face-down rumor chase, spend 1 action to reveal a rumor. Or reveal the rumor at the beginning of the next action phase for free. No action cost before anything else occurs. Rumors cannot be revealed in chaos spaces. So Pickles, again, is useless. So if I can put the rumor there, but he can't reveal it because it's a chaos space, and he can't restore order. So what would be the point? Farmingdale University would be bad. I mean, so the crazy thing is if I reveal this, the fewest Zeds units. We could put the Nardo's band on the highway track. He might be able to help with the 7 there. I'm worried about that refugee unit being devoured, but I don't really have much of a choice. Alright, I'm going to spend an action to heal. Heal this guy. So infection down, but then infection immediately back up, so it stays the same. We're going to draw this card. We're putting a rumor on player's choice. Rumor token on player's choice. I'm going to put it on the Farmingdale University space. Wait a second. When played, the top card can be expected at any time. Is that technically the top card? I think I'd probably have to place this first if I'm being totally honest. Put it on the university space, see if I can't find a way to get control of that. So we have a chaos marker there and the Farmingdale University space. Great. Bubba's band arrives. They get placed on the above ground track with the fewest Zeds units. So I could choose that or that. I'm going to put them on the highway track. And then it will move as a raider. It gets a favorable 1-to-1, 1 shift in hand-to-hand combat. So that's done. We get to examine this. That's horrible. We're about to get a Zed unit in the campground. Well, that's good to know. Wright can take care of it, but woof. All right. So that was the my action. I have one more action with this token. Move 4. Supplies are at 6. I got the 2 supplies there. That was helpful. Do a gunfire attack of a 3, which is not great, but at least would flip him over. I gotta really risk losing him. If I could flip him over, it's only a 3, but if I can flip him over, I just need a 5 or higher. It really helps the math. Hopefully I just get a good saving roll. So this last action, an ammo, gunfire attack of a 2, +1 because of the well armed, so a gunfire attack of a 3, and I rolled a 6. 1 damage. Flips him. Makes that a little bit more palatable. Even if I sacrifice him, I'd hate to lose the well armed, but hopefully a good saving roll and I can keep him well armed, and we're good. So we have 10 regular events, 4 special events. We're going to continue on in chapter 2. Let's go. That's great. Brains. All right. So 3 infection increase. Probably getting an unchecked outbreak, which is not good. So this guy comes in. This goes up. It's Zeds times 2 because 4/2. I am going to use the well-armed civilians. It's going to double bump 1 for the terrain, 1 because of the well-armed. This defiant marker comes off, so all the defiant markers are off. And now we are fighting at a equal to 7 or higher, please. A 12. What just happened? 3 damage and dead, and my guy survived. That is the most timely. That's an extremely timely 12. Woo! All right, good times. So that's done. We're gonna have an unchecked outbreak, but that's fine. This comes in. This goes up. Right. We never had that was a normal outbreak before. So was I supposed to have a super Zed, but I was at 11. Now I'm actually at 12. So this is a how do I cancel this activation? So I have the they fell for it this time. Could cancel this activation, prevent the actually I might not have an outbreak. If I can win this, Zeds times 2 becomes Zed's advantage. If I lose this, we're having a check outbreak. If I win it, I can cancel this activation, save the refugees. Assuming the noisy bark situation doesn't get really bad. These guys came out last turn. Man, it's such a bad. Most Zeds units. Oh, crap. The other thing, too, is that outbreak happens beforehand. Super Zeds is going in the campground. And I got no one there to stop that. And it's going to activate. And if it's like the worst Zed, it's going to activate twice. Things to think about. Well, we just need to win this. All right, so Zed's advantage. Oh, I'm sorry. Most Zed's units. Super Zed's going to go 2, 1, 1. The campground's getting a thing. If the campground's getting a regular Zed unit, that's going to activate. 2. So I can actually put this thing at a couple different locations. There's no Zed units here. I could put it in the Crown of Texas lab, and then it just goes back to the tunnel track start space, which is actually fine. All right, let's go. Zed's advantage. You got this, baby. I just need an 8 or higher. A 3. So I did 0 damage. That's super helpful. Crap. 8 or higher, 3. Okay. It immediately uses activation rules in the combat. It wins. It immediately advances again, but it doesn't activate again. God, I could have canceled that activation. Because the crazy thing is, if I roll a 5, I at least flip him, but I rolled a 3. So just worst case scenario. So I'm not even saving you. You're dead. You flip. Candy corn over here. He advances again because of brains. It's another combat. So now we're going to have an unchecked outbreak at the end of this. This is an important roll. So it's 5 to a 2. It's double shift, so it's equal to. I need a 7 or a higher. Don't show off. I got exactly a 7. So 2 damage. So, oh, God. If I had flipped him, that would be so much better. 2 damage, because he would have been human times 3. We have the unchecked outbreak. It's a 12. Oh, what a roll. Down to 1. We pull this. We're going to do the placement. So we have a Super Zeds in the place of the most Zeds units. I want to do it on a track that's already... No, I can't. I got to put this on the tunnel track. Tunnel track. Ooh, brain Zeds. Because there's 2 Zeds units there, so I could choose that one. 2 Zeds units there. Don't want to do that because it would activate now. I had that clarified by the designer or design team. Forget the other guy who used to work at Victory Point Games. All right, that's fine. Now the plot twist, add a new Zeds unit on the campground space. So we get a Zeds unit. Here, candy corn. Now, this guy activates and finishes off the forest track. We can examine this. That's helpful. We activate the mountain track now. This comes in. This skins up. We're gonna cancel that activation from the 7. I roll a die. I roll the 6. We get to keep this card for future use. Now the only thing about this card, so it doesn't cancel the whole track. It cancels one unit. But if there's like a Zeds mob, you can really like block a whole line of Zeds. It could be really strong. But if there's any hits on that unit, it heals one. But yeah, they fell for this time. I don't know why they're healing. Whatever. This is not a zombie Zeds unit. That is the Donardo's band. And now we go here. Please, noisy bark. Nope. This guy advances normally. This guy comes in. Are they going to coexist? They do. And this guy is stack limited. So it'll be a 5 got through. But the rest of this is fine. I could move the dog here, try to really just block, just keep this clogged for as long as I can. So the special event is done. So now we have 10 regular events and 3 special events. And lordy, do I need some refugee activations. Great. Highway Night Assault. Oh, that's super bad. Because I was hoping Donardo's man would catch up to this guy. And this is the opposite of that. That's just a crappy card. Fewest Zeds units is 0. So if I pick the rumor now, it wouldn't help because there's no units there. And since there's no units there, the rumor would not actually be given credence and it would go away. So I don't want to bring that guy in. Moving this guy closer doesn't do anything for me because he's going to get devoured anyway. So this guy just moves 1. My infection level is a 1, so I don't need to roll that. Eat 1. We go to the Zeds phase. Beginning of the phase, we get +1 because there's a Zeds unit. We're adding a new Zeds unit on the highway track start space. And now these guys move 2. And oh, wait, he would have moved there during the 4R. So Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. So he's there. This guy is so we're gonna activate twice, no terrain shifts. So bam, candy corn, devoured, saving roll. Nope. Bye bye refugees. That sucks because of our friends, the checkmates. So finishing the first activation comes in, does increase infection, even though it's the Mardo's band. And it is now just it's human advantage, human ×2 because they get that shift. So getting a 4 there is not great. I wish there was something better. And of course we roll like great for them. So that is 3 damage to that dude. Now, if he gets into thing, we have to take that in supply losses or hits his health. We really are going to need to knock him down some between now and by the time he gets to town center. So this is just really one of like a 9 or an 8 or something there. This guy comes up. This guy comes up. Infection goes up again. It's now Zed human ×3. It's an 8, so he just totally wiped this guy out. And now we get this 7 just taunting us. We get 1 event action. Checkmates roll. I rolled a freaking 1 again. Unbelievable. It's really bad. That's really bad. Okay. We're doing this. I need a 4, 5, or a 6. I rolled a 3. Doing this, 4, 5, or a 6. I rolled a 6. So research. No special event. Reachers are stalled. Awesome. Right before the super weapon. Hopefully. Debating to use Mother Invention, but I just don't think I can. I was literally at 1. I mean, that's just we got to 6 really quick. 2 because of Donardo's band. So 1, 2, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Now, wait, we were at 1. Why did we get up there? Oh, we got another fight. Where the heck was the last fight? So we were at 1. We went to 2. Oh, +1 because of that. Yeah, Highway Net Assault added 1. Off the jump. Alright. Done. 9 regular events, 3 special events. Would have liked to have added a thing there. It just did not happen. Hopefully the highway track does not activate. Oh, all tracks activate. Oh, that's awesome. Raiders, Rangers. So Raiders, Rangers, Refugees 1. You know what? I'm going to use the Mother of Invention. 1, 2, 3. It just, I can't leave that so open. I'm just going to move him there. I can't get him in the middle, and that's a good matchup. And the 7, like building, the supplies are so limited, especially I'm going to need supplies for research. So just, it is what it is. But yeah, that's definitely something I should have done. So Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. All tracks are activating. That combat up there is fine. I'll move this refugee in. Wilson, I'm just wasting because I just haven't had the actions because checkmates have just been so bad for me. Again, I originally moved him there because I was going to build a barricade, and then I ended up just never having the action economy or the resources, quite frankly. But I think moving him there with the dude launching at the campground is fine. I mean, right, I was hoping it could hold down the whole track, but it just obviously hasn't worked out that way. So just haven't gotten another hero, which is really unfortunate. So Ranger, I'm about to eat too. Gross. Refugee action is done. Infection phase, no. Eat 2, because that's a thing. Activating all Zeds tracks. I didn't even move something into there. God, so bad. Because I can get that rumor. So this activates. We get a thing there. That's the end of the highway track, the suburb track activation. We're activating this. This goes in. This goes up. It is human times 2 because it's a 1 to a 1 plus a double shift. 11. Overkill. Total waste of an 11. It's fine. This guy's dead. This guy comes up. This guy comes in. This goes up. It's human times 2. Watch me roll a 1 now. I know there's 2 dice. You can't do it. I mean, I'd find a way. 3. 1 damage. You can see why I needed someone there. This comes up. This goes up. We're about to have another unchecked outbreak. Maybe. I think we'll be right. That's a Mother of Invention is brutal because I mean that adding a 3 at a pop. So that goes in as a 4 to a 4. We have a terrain shift, the train shift, the mobile terrain shift, and then we have the shift that she has naturally. So it is human times 3. I rolled a 7, which is perfect. This flips and goes back. Activating the highway track. This goes up. Yeah, that's right. And activating this track. This guy goes into the catacombs. Noisy bark roll. I rolled a 2 because Pickles is useless. This guy comes in. Can they cohabitate? Yeah, I rolled a 2. They're just going to chill there. Pickles is like, I decided I'm not going to be useful anymore. We're just going to hang out. So we get 1 action. We're going to roll for check. I rolled a freaking 1 again. Unbelievable. Checkmates are killing me. No above ground move actions are allowed this phase. Fear of a windblown contagion that freezes movement. Great. I have 2 actions. Action, resource. I need a 4, 5, or a 6. I rolled a 4. Look at me. Again, 5 or 6, a G. We're getting there. Oh, it is unbelievable. It is not a super weapon. While this is the current research card, when placing any new Zeds or Super Zeds, draw 2 of that type and choose which one to place. That's fine. I would have much rather the super weapon. But we're getting there. Excuse me. And I have something in my throat. Maybe it is a Zeds. sir. Finally, Dawn of the Zeds. Greetings from Germany. This is Marcel. I don't know how much of that I accidentally cut off. What's up, sir? How are you? Um, I can try to keep canceling any activations here. So it would take care of two problems. The 9 is brutal. Yeah, farm space is about to go away. I'm about to lose that train too. I don't think there's anything I can do about it. One more brains event. I still have 3 special events. No above ground moves. No above ground moves. So Pickles is gonna try to do a thing. Because Pickles is really trying to prevent that brain Zeds from getting very far. I need to get that rumor. That's what I need to do. So we're using this action to go here. End of the round, we're going to increase infection. So dumb. I have no heals. But I do get the draw 2 at least. So, and it would go in the fewest Zeds units. Oh, it would go in the highway track. Again, I don't hate that. Because then the Nardo can deal with it. There's 1 unit there, 1 unit there, 1 unit here, so I can choose that. Great. So we're clearing this candy corn off. And then we're going to have an unchecked outbreak. I rolled a 5. That's a crappy roll. Become this. Fewest Zeds units gets a thing. We're going to draw 2 Super Zeds and keep 1. So the Wur Zeds or the Iron Zeds. Oh, I hate them both. Iron Zeds will go there. Because the Wur Zeds double activation, that's a problem. I'm just trying to set the Nardo up to get killed. In the beginning of any phase or before any combat, place the civilian leader marker on a regular civilians unit. I guess I put it on this guy. I just gotta hope that at some point he can heal. So I'm just gonna use it now. Beginning of a phase, it's fine. Because we're about to begin a 4R phase. Alright, this is done. Oh, it's a brains event. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Alright, so technically we didn't do this yet. Because this is not the beginning of a phase. So this goes up 4. We're going to have another unchecked outbreak. What's this fate card? Deadly Contagion. Ugh. So we've gotten, this is our 3rd play of this card, and 2 Hopeful Laters, none of the very good ones. Great. So, brains, we're going to get the 2nd brains out of the way. We're activating here. That's done. Oh, another candy corn would have been removed by Donardo. So that technically would give us another unchecked outbreak already. Because he does restore order. Move this back. So that's a 7. This goes down to a 6. We get another Super Zeds. Where? Player's choice. We'll put it in the tunnel track. Which one do I want? The Where Zeds are fine there. Immediately perform an unchecked outbreak. This is gross. We're getting a 3rd one. Super Zeds in the highway. That's a good card. Super Zeds in the highway track. We get to choose which one. It's really bad. This guy there. And but it doesn't mess with the infection. This is worded really poorly, but the only way I could figure it out, do an immediate unchecked outbreak, but do not lower infection. So you don't roll, you just, because it'd be stupid to have it at 13, so it just stays. Also place a unit in the town center if there is one in the hospital, showing it has only one hit remaining. There are no units in town center, so that goes away. We flip this over. Great. So Grim Determination is good. Play after a Zed unit attacks and wins. Change the combat result to one hit to the attacking Zeds, and the Zed retreats. I might do that there, honestly, because then it keeps my train around. Although I don't know. All right, so now we're activating the tracks for the Brains event. So this goes up. This comes in. This is looking really bad. This goes up. We just added 3 Super Zeds. That's super fun. It is Zed's advantage because it's 9 to a 1, but then a double shift. So a good roll here would be nice. I rolled a 10. That's nice. So 2 damage. So the unnatural selection has been good. I'm not going to lie. It would have been a little bit better to have extra damage on these attacks, but I will take this for now. So that's a good roll. You see that mobile terrain, even a 1, that's a really clutch 10 there. Just like a 9 to a 1, and I still did 2 damage, and the guy's still alive, so could have been worse. This comes in, this comes up. It is human times 3. That's a 7. This guy's dead, so the campground unit is done. We can clear that candy corn off the campground. This guy comes in, this goes up. It's human times 3, 7 or more, please. A 9. This guy's dead. Because that was player's choice. This was highway. Yeah, makes sense. It's player's choice. Yeah, fewer Zeds units. So fewer Zeds units was there. Player's choice was here, and then highway was there. That makes sense. All right, so that's done. I'm going to cancel the activation for the 7. Roll a 4, 5, or a 6. I keep this card. I did not, so that's unfortunate. So the highway track hopefully does not stops activating. These guys come in because in 3 rounds, the Nardo will be up to those guys. But that activates the Catacombs roll for this 5. He moves normally because of course he does. So that comes off. Brain Zeds moves into here. Noisy Bark roll. Pickles is absolutely useless. Word Zeds comes in. I rolled a 4. So yeah, he likes cohabitating with these guys. He just doesn't want to bark to stop them anymore. So Brains event is done. So 2 special events down. And a bunch of regular events. Oh, come the heck on, dude. Another disaster in the lab, and now we get the explosive experiments. So bad. And it might actually lead to another unchecked outbreak. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. Forest is activating. Forest activating twice is just bad news. I don't see a world where that goes well. What is the suburbs? We're actually gonna get this turn. We didn't get it last turn because whatever. We actually have a phase now too, so I could put this on here before I forget. So this is one of my 2 activations. And then 2, I'll just move this train back in. This flips, goes ready for duty again. All right, infection phase. Yeah, highway kills me now. It's really bad. I could probably swing this guy over here, maybe with Wilson, have them stacked. It's not terrible. I need higher than a 9. I rolled a 3. Fate draw, regular Zeds in the suburbs. Ah, it's horrible. It's so freaking bad. I'm not gonna get that rumor now. It's so stupid. Like I might just use a Grim Determination at this point. It's so stupid. So I was gonna get the rumor at the beginning of the action phase, but I'm not because this is gonna activate twice now, and I just had to add another thing. This flips over. It's least chaos. Hit the reduce. Play this card at the beginning of any hand-to-hand combat for +2, and then the player unit suffers 1 hit. That's advantage. I really want that rumor. I'm just burning up all my strong cards though to try to get 1 rumor. Eat need higher than a 1. I rolled a 1. It's unbelievable how many 1s I've rolled. It's just an absolute, and I haven't done one with Pickles yet. This is not my day, kids. At the beginning of the phase, roll a die. I rolled a 6. So this is interesting. So I don't add an early research card. However, this goes up to 12. And the ones here, the number of times I've been eating resources that I really shouldn't have had been eaten. This is super unlucky. All right, now we're activating the Forest Track twice. 1, 2, Candy Corn here. Suburbs track. We're gonna have another unchecked outbreak. We're gonna have another Super Zeds, and the Super Zeds is going where? In the least chaos. Oh, this guy would have moved up. Yeah, he would have. Which ironically is the highway track. We're just gonna put all the Super Zeds on the highway track. So not having the, not rolling a 4, 5, or 6 what they fell for this time. I really would have liked to keep that card around for a little bit. Would have been better. I have no freaking resources. I mean, I'm gonna be stalled out on research. So I'm not gonna have the resources, which is another problem. And I don't have great foragers. All right. Well, Forest Track is done. Suburbs Track moves in. This moves up. That's going to be an unchecked outbreak. It is Zeds times 2 to range shift the Zeds advantage. I'm going to use this to make it human advantage, but I'm going to suffer. So I went to the bar, got ready for this. We're going to suffer a hit at the end of this, but for now we're human advantage. I rolled an 8. 3 damage. 1 damage becomes 2 damage because of Hibbs. This activates. Now these guys come in. Oh, we have an unchecked outbreak. 7. Down to 6. Replacing a Super Zeds. Where Super Zeds least chaos. We're going to have a plot twist. Oh, I could put this on the suburbs check, actually, which I don't hate. Which one do I want? Because unnatural selection is still in play. We'll have the reanimator. And then no further movement allowed on the mountain track this round. For each Zeds unit on the mountain track without the start space, there are none. They're all dead. So that's done. This flips. That's a good one. All right. This activates. Well, this finishing the first activation, it's stacked. Oh, shoot. If I put him there, he's going to activate now. I can't do that. We're putting him there. And at that point, if I'm doing that, I might as well put the Word Zeds in play because we still got the Leapers, the Zedhemoth, put the Word Zeds because I picked those 2. But I could do least chaos, so I could have done either. But I think it makes the most sense there. There's 2 chaos there, otherwise I could have chosen the mountain track. But the problem with there, because once I put him there, he would be part of the first activation, and that's not what I want. So this guy comes up. Now they're activating the high suburbs track a second time. This comes in. This goes up. We're doing Zeds times 2. I rolled a 7. That's super bad. I'm going to just change that to the result of 1 hit to the attacking Zeds, and the Zeds retreat. Now I get this rumor because I need a miracle. All right, I'm out of save for later. But again, if we're going to review this, 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 4 save for laters and 4 play this card now. I would like a hero at some point, but that's fine. So 2 actions. Checkmates roll. Checkmates roll the 1. I'm gonna break something. This is bad. I can't even. We're gonna get this. Give me all the supplies in the world. We have the Mystic Pendant. What is the Mystic Pendant? So that reveals to be in the action phase. Any die roll directly involving this unit can be changed to a 5. It applies once per turn. Even this shit is transferred to another unit. Well, you best get this guy out of there. So 1 action, he's moving 2. And he'll transfer this to the checkmates because that's super helpful. Well, first, what he's going to do. No, he had to spend an action for that. Whatever. Okay, so checkmates have the Mystic Pendant, which will help me get more actions. So you can transfer attached shits freely as long as the units are in the same space. Oh, those are not the words. Those are the users. Come on, man. Oh, I put the Wurzeds out here. Right, the users. I think I just confused the users with the Wurzeds when I looked at the 2 over here. So that's fine because they have the same 3 thing. Man, I'm gonna get all the Super Zeds out. That's fine. They don't come back. I'm gonna kill them all. So I'm gonna do 1 action to get this guy in here, a 2nd action to get Wilson in here. I'm not even trying to research. And that is that. I feel not good about any track. Great. Where are the suburbs? Suburbs get another. It's not terrible. It's not great. All right, this comes off. Next. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That's the name of the card. So we've gotten 3 special events in the first 4 cards. I'm sorry, in the first 7 cards. Nope. 3 special events in the first 7 cards. So that means we have 7 regular events and 1 special event to go in chapter 2. I do not think we're making it to the end. If I'm being quite honest. So Raiders move up. This goes up 3. It's human times 2. I rolled a 4. That's what I'm talking about. Human times 2. Good. Do damage to all of them. So he wins 2 damage. 2 damage. Now Raiders, refugees, rescuers. We're gonna move them in. You can't go through chaos as long as you don't stop there. We could just stop there too. And restore order like normal. I think that's what the trains do. Do the trains restore order? No, maybe they don't. Inbound. Nope, it doesn't restore order. So we'll just have them come in. This flips. We're gonna have another unchecked outbreak, so it just is what it is. That goes up. This comes up. We pull this, putting a rumor in the suburbs track because that's where all the rumors are coming from these days. So we could play to negate any future play this card event, or to re-roll any 1 or 2 dice where the outcome includes a 1. Roll both dice where applicable. And that's where our rumor goes. So that was our first activation. We'll flip this. Sir wipes a lot. Fewest Zeds units can get a rumor. No, that would go to the mountain track, so that would be bad. We will move this train here with our second 4-hour activation to hopefully really beef up our friend there. All right. So, 4-hour phase is done. Infection, no. Eat, need higher than a 2. I got a 5. Look at that. Zeds. At the beginning of this phase, place a new regular Zeds unit on every track. So 1. Pickles, you useless freaking dog. You let 3 dudes go by you. It's really bad. It's just funny seeing this dumbass dog just like down to this tunnel track being like, what? And like, I mean, I think I started what, three in a row, and I think I've lost the next 4. Like, this guy got through, this guy got through, this guy got through. It's just unreal how bad of a character it is. All right, remove all hit markers from Zed's units. So Oozers are back to full health. This guy, the 9, had 2 damage and now has no damage. So that's super awesome. So I got to figure out how I'm dealing with that in a second. Especially as Right needs to get back in the game, but I mean, I have to keep one of these tracks clean. I don't know. Not good. Great. Not good, it's great. All right, so now activating all tracks. This comes in. Candy corn. In. 9's down here. Up here. Up here. So this comes in. This goes up. It is Zed's advantage. And then it's a triple shift, so it's human times 2. I'm rolling 3 dice because Wilson is there. I rolled 2 1s and a 6. Oh boy. Okay. That is so bad. I just need an 8 or better. Oh, 7 because of 5, because of course it does. He takes 1 damage, so he's now wounded. The rest of this activates. The Zedhemoth comes here. The Iron Zed comes here. He can't move anywhere. Oozers comes here. That's going to be another unchecked outbreak. It is equal to, because a 5 to a 3. Donardo's band always gets +1 though. Oh, 3 damage. Nice. And this guy comes up. And then we're activating the tunnel track in. Brain Zeds rolling. Catacombs roll. He's stuck. This guy goes in there. Noisy bark. Doesn't work, because why would it ever? This guy comes in. Can they cohabitate? Yeah, they'll just chill. That's awesome. You useless dog. All right, this goes up. Oh, we're supposed to have an unchecked outbreak from that. So rolling this, I rolled a 4. We're gonna get a Super Zeds. We're the fewest Zeds units. 1 unit, 1 unit. There's only, yeah, so I'm gonna put a Super Zed in the mountain track at the campground. That's gonna be super fun. And we'll put it here. Now, you would not have activated because the mountain track would have already gone. Sir wipes a lot, can take away some candy corn. Oh, wait. That's fine. Yeah, I think I have one in there. I mean, preferably because again, the plot twist happens later, so I had a place and then figure out. Because if I could have taken that off, I could have put the words the Zedhemoth there, and which would have been good because I could just kill them with what's her name. Oh, great! Another bad one. Why would I ever want a good one? Player's choice though could be good for our third rumor. Remember, the checkmates are now up to a 3 because they're 1+2. We get one action. Can I roll higher than a 1? I cannot, for the life of me, roll higher than 1. But Mystic Pendant to the rescue. That's going to become a 5. So bad, dude. This might be the worst run of rolls I've ever had. And that's saying a lot. A whole lot. I've got no additional heroes. This dog has done nothing. I could try to get Pickles back to the front of this nonsense. Get into Dr. Martuse's office, or even just put him in the gotta be too many moves. Yeah, Pickles is just done. Because I'd have to move one action there, another action there, another, like, it's just idiotic how bad he's been. Just a useless dog. Dog lovers are gonna get so many letters from dog lovers who are like, "What's wrong with you? Why do you hate Pickles?" Because he's useless. But there should have been a terrain shift here too. 'Cause I rolled a 12, right? Yeah, because it was. I thought I said it was equal to. But it's actually human advantage because terrain shift plus the 1 shift, so 1 damage here. 1 more damage because it's 12 with the human advantage is a 4 damage instead of 3. I think I have to abandon the tunnel track. I mean, this is all just grotesque. I'm gonna need right to start shooting at the Zedhemoth, but I just do not have the actions for that right now. A G's been useless. Never got to the super weapon. A natural selection has been helpful, but oh, super weapon would be great. You only have 1 more special event left. It's also going to be adding another super Zed. Why do you say Pickles is useless? Because it is. I think I have to get the checkmates in place. So 1, 2, they just have to come here. Don't have much of a choice with that. You can do a player's choice. Heal, move the last refugee in, make sure that makes checkmates a 4. I genuinely don't remember how this unit got there, and I'm starting to wonder if they weren't there. Maybe I was stack limited. I don't think they were there. I don't think they would have ever had a retreat. Stop blaming the dog. Just take responsibility for your actions. It's funny. It's only a poor man who blames his dog. Yeah, I don't think this guy was here. I can't remember why he would have been there. I really think he was here. Just got shifted over somehow. I just can't imagine. I don't even think he was ever part of a combat, to be honest. Two and two. I mean, this guy. There was never any other unit down there. That's why I'm like, I just don't think he would have ever. The 4 did start there. I just can't think why he would have retreated ever. I think that's right. The 4 started there, and then the 2 was originally here, and then he just kind of he lost a couple of battles, ended up being. I think I retreated. Yeah, that's right, because he was here, lost the battle, then I retreated. I did a saving roll for the refugees, and I'm pretty sure they haven't moved since. And I think every other battle I've done has been with these guys who are now double stacked. All right. Whew, this is bad. One more action. I could try to get Special Agent right in place. She's gonna need to go start shooting at Zedhemoth. Nothing's healed. Not a single track is good. A hero needs to arrive, kids. A hero needs to arrive. I should try to clear out the farm space, but I just don't even think that matters. Fine. We're just gonna bring. I mean, this is a joke. We're gonna bring this dude in. So, increase infection. That's now 3. We grab this. We're getting a rumor on player's choice. We'll put it with the Zedhemoth, because that is the strongest Zeds unit on the mountain track. This flips. Oh, the blossoming. I might actually negate. Yeah, I might just negate that. It's really bad. God, my neck is hurting me. All right, I'm rolling for supplies. I rolled a 1, minus 2 points. I can only have 1. No penalty if I don't have it. Rolling for ammo. I rolled a 1. I rolled 2 ones in a row. Unfreaking believable, man. You know, this is like the protective angels of Pickles, who are just mad at me for so brutally criticizing him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Saget wished this on me is really what happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's been 11 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 5 have been played this card, so 6 and 6, but none of the great ones. I definitely need more heroes, man. This is unreal. I have no supplies, so I can't even do research. All right, this is done. All right, special event number 3 is out. Event. Hey! Oh. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. Saying it like a dog, maybe trying to earn his favor back. Ruh-roh. We're going to move this train here to get another shift. All right, so that's fine. We are infection, need higher than a 10. I got a 7. I have there's at least one roll in every one in every roll. So we're gonna pull this. We're putting a regular Zeds unit in the place with the least chaos, which amazingly, oh, this goes up. This is restored. Oh, a lot of stuff needs to happen, which is amazingly is the subway. So in the Raiders would have done something. So amazingly is there. This has to go here. So I've done the infection phase first. This comes in. This goes up. So that would not have triggered. I rolled a 7. So that would not have triggered the outbreak. So it is human times 3. So that's 3 damage. They go back here. That would have put in a candy corn here. Putin is a new word. Which actually means a 7 would have been placed there. It's still the least chaos because there's only 1 chaos marker on that track. So that's all right. I'm eating. I have nothing to eat. I have to put a hit on a player unit instead, which is super fun. Just going to put it on this guy. And at some point, we're going to need to start healing them. We go to the Zeds phase. At the beginning of this phase, it was Zed's pressure event. Each named space that becomes Zed's controlled this turn receives 2 chaos markers instead of 1. You can only move 1 per turn as usual during the housekeeping phase. The forest track is first. Ugh, this is bad. This comes in. This goes up. It is. Oh wait. Now, before we get to the Zeds phase, replace the weakest Zeds unit, even if it is a Super Zeds or a Disease Spreader, with a new regular Zeds unit if there is a tie. So this was a 1. That battle would have happened before the infection phase. There's a tie replace. Oh, so we have a 3 here. We have a 3 here. So both of these 3s go away. And they're getting replaced. So he's not destroyed. Woof. So I don't think he comes out of the game. I think he literally goes back in the Super Zeds bag. And we put a regular Zeds unit to replace the Oozers. It's a 4. You put a regular Zeds unit to replace the one that came off Farmingdale University. Oh, it's a 7. That's gross. Remove all Zets hit markers from Zeds units. There are none. Done. This flips. Hey, Killdozer. All right. We're activating the forest track. So this comes in, this goes up. It is equal to, and oh boy, do I need a good roll. I rolled an 8. Great. I still cannot believe I don't have the super weapon at this point, but you know, it is what it is. So 2 and 1. Yay, chess nerds. That goes up. Highway track. This goes in. This goes up. It is Zeds times 3. I have 1 terrain shift, 1 mobile terrain shift, and then double shift, 1 for well-armed, 1 for civilian leader. Human advantage. And a 10. Oh, that's great. 3 damage. They flip and go back. Oh, still gross. No damage to me, so this guy's got 9 lives. This moves up. This goes down. This goes up. Little boy. I can't, because the thing is I can't move her here to start shooting at him, because now once I get there I can't take any more actions, which is super unfortunate. We have 3 event actions. Remember, I have the Mystic Pendant on the checkmates too, so that roll there was a bit safer. We're rolling for actions. I rolled a 1 because that's all I roll with the checkmate, so I'm going to turn that into a 5 to get another action. Alright, Right needs to start dealing with the Zed Hemoth, so she's coming here. We're going to clear that off. We'll get another rumor. I mean, oh God, I could get the Mystic Pendant to a G, but we just don't have the resources, so that's like not even something to consider very strongly right now. We have 3 candy corns left over here. Lucky Strike Mine's going to get 1. Ingeberg's going to get 1. Donardo's band has been doing something useful on the highway track. I have to read this. Cool. 3 actions left. I literally have 1 barricade. That's not good. Alright, we gotta start clearing these guys out. So gunfire attack of a 4 with the nerds. 5. So flip this guy. That's helpful. This guy would be a strength 2 and it shifts twice, so it actually would also be a gunfire attack of a 4. I think I just let him ride for a little bit. Just not getting any healing. I have no resources. I still have both my trains, but I'm absolutely just using them for the mobile terrain shift. And I have just no extra dudes anywhere. There's no more brains events. I actually have 3 events. I could just forge Wilson and try to get some supplies. Those hits are really going to start adding up in the eat phase. Maybe try to get 1 piece of the super weapon. Maybe. These guys are still defiant. I love those villagers. That's what I think I love about this game. These like funny moments where you're like, you look down, you're like these villagers the whole time, and like, no, we're not going anywhere. It's like so great. Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to do this. Foraging with Wilson. I rolled a 6. It's a town space, so I can take an ammo or a food. I think I just take an ammo. Man, I really hope the mountain track doesn't activate next turn. I could look at it. No, it's not wasting the call for himself. What am I gonna do? I can't. I have no other units. I can't get anyone in there. Cannot get anyone in there. I could do that. It's not like I'm going to do much against a 12. You, this fucking dog, man. I just. It's funny that when I was titling the video, I was like, well, it's going to be misleading if I don't actually use pickles. And I almost put in the graphic, like, I hate pickles or something obnoxious, like intentionally obnoxious. Like, my hate doesn't go that deep. I really don't like this dog, but woof. And I was like, all right, whatever. With my luck, I'll probably get him anyway. And of course, like, what was the second roll? Pickles. You kidding me, dude? Such a bad character. I don't control any track at all. The mine's gonna get a space. I just have no margin right now. I'm debating whether putting this guy up there makes any sense at all, and I just don't think it does. I just do not think it does. If I had more actions, I'd be shooting at the Zed Hemoth like a crazy man. I could just try to kill this 4. Move the chest nerds in there. Move this guy here. I have a 5. I will get another. The Killdozer could be useful. Alright, let's do that. Alright, so gunfire attack of a 4 with the chest nerds. A 6. If I didn't take the extra action with them, if I'm looking at the situation, because I'm already getting 3 actions and I don't have much to do with this, I could use this. Let me not take the extra action with them, because remember, I turned that into a 5. I'll turn this into a 5. And now the gunfire attack of a 4 and a 9 does 2 damage. It doesn't even help me very much. No, it doesn't help very much. No, I'll take the extra action. So 1 damage. And then I'll just forage with Wilson again. I rolled a 1 and a 2. Oh, God. So good. So good. All right. Gunfire attack of 4 is like almost great, but you really, if you're not doing 2 damage at a pop, it's so ammo intensive. And I'm just not, if my forage rolls are being this crappy. I mean, I rolled with Wilson and I'm rolling 2 dice. You should hopefully get at least 2 supplies. And I ended up with 1 ammo and nothing else. Right beneath our feet, Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers. Mountain track is activating. Highway track is activating. Suburbs track is activating. Perfect. Glad I left the checkmates there. Ah, man, I could have used the intel before she. Oh, this heals. This goes up. Probably should have done the intel and then planned better, but that's fine. Infection phase. Oh, Raiders. He moves. This goes up again. It is Zeds times 3 with a shift, so Zeds times 2. It's an 8. Zeds times 2, 8. No, does not win. So 1 damage. Man, I need the city planner thing to get this guy out. Killing the Zed Hemoth, this Iron Zed is so annoying. 1 damage, 2 damage. Donardo's band is out. So they're mildly useful. Iron Zeds are so bad, dude. Just horrible. Alright, infection phase higher than a 9. I rolled a 10. Look at that. Eat nothing. Alright, at the beginning of this phase, make a fate draw. Select any civilians unit on the fated track, but not in town center or start space. There's immediate attack. Player's choice. I'm going to use this player unit. So it's a Zeds times 2. We do get an infection up. 6. Humans times 2 would have been human times 2 there or there, so it doesn't matter, but he's just dead. So he suffers, he doesn't retreat, but he suffers damage, and I'm not trying to heal him because I don't have the actions. Fine. This flips over. Give me the. I need the city planners, man. I need the city planners so bad just to kill the Iron Zeds because I'm not going to be able to do enough damage to them. I think the Iron Zeds are actually another like really unfortunate piece of design. Like, I mean, you could realistically have to do like 15 damage to them before they die. It's too much. It's too game changing. Jeremy says rocking out some Lord of the Rings living card game with you in the background. All great games. Hell yeah. I did like Lord of the Rings. I didn't love it. I mean, I'm such an Arkham guy. Other living card games have a hard time for me. Marty Pickle brought him there. Why not blame that of the dog too? I do. I blame all of them. I blame everything on Pickles. That's fine. So highway track is activating. This goes in. This goes up. It is Zeds times 3, but there's a triple shift. Man. And I'm rolling 3 dice. Let me tell you why that's the worst possible roll. Even if I rolled a 1, I could have used that and re-rolled it. But I rolled 3 2s. I'm going to take the 2 best dice. I'm going to think about this. I'm going to go with this 2 and this 2. I think that's a good idea. Oh, dear God. Wilson retreats. This guy's dead. There's no world where I'm healing anybody. And now the Iron Zed is just chilling there. And I'm over. Game over. Yeah, because that's going to be a candy corn here. These guys move. This moves. This moves. Candy corn here. Remember, that was cleared up by the Donardo's band. Highway track. This comes in. This comes up. It is Zeds times 3. There's a quadruple shift, so human advantage. An 8. I actually suffered damage this time, so that's 3 damage. I am going to do 5 becomes a 4. Literally, the 7 became a 5, and the 5 became a 4. That's disgusting. Saving roll worse. That is going to be an unchecked outbreak. But we have our first guy here with an EKG. These villagers are still like, I'm not going anywhere. You hold on. Unchecked outbreak. I rolled a 10. That's helpful. Down to 3. Fate draw, putting a Super Zeds where? In the tunnel. He'll go hang out with Pickles, and Pickles will be like, you can go too, sir. Ruff! That's what Pickles sounds like in my head. Ruff, ruff, go on. Ruff, bye, ruff. Sorry. I mocked this dog. We're still at unnatural selection, so that's fine. I've been doing that for the Super Zeds. Yeah, whatever. Regular Zeds, what? I could have put something that wasn't a 7 there, but I just forgot that was a thing. So done. And this guy can't move forward. And then the mountain track candy corn here. We have 1 candy corn left and 2 level 0 spaces. 1 with the Zed Hemoth, 1 with an Iron Zed. So absurd. If people keep hearing the phone in the background and like looking at your phone, that's my phone. You might not hear it though. This noise cancellation on this thing is pretty good. Again, unfortunately, I need to be a little more glued to my phone than I would like to be. All right, let's go. I rolled a freaking 1 with the checkmates. You just cannot make this stuff up, dude. Beginning of the action phase. I'm gonna leave it because I need the 5 because I need to knock those guys back. So we get the Tall Mart Distribution Center. Man, I really jacked my neck up. Receive 2 supplies or 1 ammo during each housekeeping phase that the space is occupied by a player unit. Placed within 1 space of where it was discovered. That is now a namespace if not already. It's fine. We'll put this here. Yeah, I need to keep. Oof, that's bad. No, I'm gonna have to use the Mystic Pendant, get the extra action. I don't see another way this works. I'm gonna move her here. The 2 supplies around could be kind of game changing. We're doing an action and a gunfire attack. Gunfire attack of a 5, and oh boy, do I need an 8 or better. So I rolled 2 1s. I'm going to play this, re-roll because it involved at least 1 1, and I rolled an 8. Thank you. 3 damage. I have 2 actions left. This is so stupid. And I lost all. Oh, I can get 2 supplies and 2 ammo. Great. 2 supplies, 2 ammo. Wish I had the Clarion. The Clarion dudes. I thought it was a 2 events, which actually would have been sick, because then I could have just healed them and just thrown them into it. But it's not gonna work. One candy corn left. Yeah, the mine still hasn't been corrupted. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I moved him up. I'm pretty sure I moved him up. He came out there. Moved, yeah. Nope. I probably did not. Probably forgot to, because he came out here. And then all tracks, this was the last round, this was this round, so this has to go in. So we have no more candy corn. Pretty sure that's right. So we have to get a candy corn back. The problem is the only chance I have right now is rolling 2 8s. Oh dear God. I'm trying to figure out where the heck I'm going to put this tall mart. All right, if I put this here, there's one less thing to worry about. Doing equal to, which is just really bad. And having to burn the Mystic Pendant on the friggin' extra action is so gross. Checkmates have just been so useless. I literally think I've gotten 3 extra actions this entire game. And we are 14 rounds in. This is some horrendous rolling. I mean, I think, don't make no mistake. I mean, I've gotten probably 6, but I've had to use a Mystic Pendant 3 times. I think when I'm gambling with my 2 actions left, do I examine the event deck and then just like go all hog? I think I'm gonna have a better chance of that than trying to win 2 big dice rolls. I think I'm better off just trying to win 1. So I'm going to examine the event card as an action, something I never do. Only the mountain track is activating. It's helpful to know. Mountain Knight Assault. So I could put this here. I think that actually makes more sense. It's just so close. And then I'm going to move the checkmates in. This goes up. Oh, that's going to be interesting. She backs up. It's fine. I don't have much of a choice here. I could get another action from Mother of Invention. Put that down right now. So Mother of Invention +3. We're doing a gunfire attack of a 5. I rolled a 5, so 2 damage. And then the last action with the checkmates, this goes up again. These guys come in. I'm using the Killdozer. We're +2. So it's equal to, because it's a, well, no, it's a human advantage, because it was 6 to a 4. Now it's human advantage. I rolled a 2. That's game. That is game. Rolled a 2. Human advantage. Rolled a 2. Just needed to do 1. Just rolled a 2. That's what I did. Still think that's the right move. Wasting another bullet seems like a bad idea. Yeah, that's my play. I'm not gonna retcon that. There'd have been no reason I would have done anything else that I can discern. This has been a disaster of a game. That's fine. So roll the 2. Human advantage. 3 damage to the checkmates. I will try to save them. Nope, they're dead. And that's fitting. That's the end of the round. We get 2 supplies because, Agent Wright's there. So that's nice. We got some supplies now, kids. We can start researching again. So bad. 2 supplies during each housekeeping phase. Yeah. So 2 supplies in the housekeeping phase. I mean, I could clear some candy corn, but it ain't gonna matter. I mean, I could clear this and this are pretty safe to come off. And then we go to the next event phase. Raiders, Rangers, Refugees, Rescuers, Infection. I rolled. It's an 8. Eat. I need higher than a 4. I rolled a 6. Now the big rolls come out. This phase, I get 2 because there's 2 things. We place a regular Zed at the mountain track start space. But then we activate, and bam, the Zed Hemoth goes to the city center with 1 measly health left. So, not especially close. Um, you know, yeah, 4 more regular events to come in chapter 2, and we research discovery would have been great. Although we wanted to, the zombie tsunami sucks. I hate that card. The Rangers would have come, another unchecked outbreak, and the suburbs night assault. So we would not have gotten another hero in either chapter 1 or chapter 2. That's a hard game, especially with the starting 4. If we look at our fate cards, 2 units in St. Thomas was next. Adding more early research, sturdy vehicles, helicopter, malfunction. We would have lost any super. I hate that card too. I understand it. I don't hate it as much as the one in the late research deck. I think that's a terrible design. This one doesn't bother me much. Alpha Zeds, Mesmerized Zeds, Toxic Zeds, City Planner Strike Back. I absolutely would have needed that for the Iron Zed. I mean, if I get this card, I generally just save it until I see the Iron Zed, because you cannot attack the Iron Zed, man. He's brutal. A hero arrives. So we had a hero arrive. 13 cards more. That's crazy. I think there's 2 of them in this deck. Yeah, there's 2 of them in this deck. They were 7 cards apart. So there are 5 cards between them. So I guess that's 6 cards apart. I don't know. But that was a frustrating playthrough. It was also a fun playthrough. I don't think there's a game that frustrates me and makes me laugh more than this game, which is probably a Jonathan, Pickles confirmed as the worst. Rough game regardless. Yeah, the worst. I mean, my problem with Pickles, because look, there could be times where things just play a unit will just get nerfed, right? Where like I just didn't have resources for a while, so a G was kind of useless for a little bit. But she got me, like, this unnatural selection definitely helped me prolong this game, and how I was able to really be selective with the Super Zeds. I mean, at some point I had to pay that bill, but like it is what it is. I think if this was able to get rolling, I really would have been able to have those resources get through the rest of this. So this is funny as hell. So the next research, antidote, which is garbage, and then this gets this would have get shuffled back in. So who knows how it would have shuffled, but then it would have been a science hero, and then all the super weapons are at the bottom. But again, if once you get the antidote breakthrough, like I don't love it as a mechanic. Again, it's fine. It could really help control infection level late, but by the time you get through this research deck, enough to make it worth it. So yeah, I would have gotten antidote breakthrough again, assuming I shuffle the same, then super weapon, then science hero. So that could have been helpful. But I mean, so G was nerfed for a little bit, but there was a way that you're like, all right, I can see how she comes back together. I mean, Pickles, the problem I have at Pickles, when his noisy bark fails, he's just kind of useless. It's just, there's no coming back from that. I mean, at least Alyssa Darling, she could fight at a 3, so if her assassin doesn't work, she's still fine. You just have to be careful on where you're trying to jump her in. I mean, like, I can't think of another unit that is just absolutely just so garbage. I mean, just literally, there's no tough roll, there's no rugged roll, there's no chance of like viability. And now, like, all right, so he's on this tunnel track, and it's like, so maybe I could try to keep him there, but if that nosy bark doesn't work, then this guy's just coming, and then every time I roll, well, yeah, 1 out of 6 times, I'm gonna have to do a hand to hand. And most Zeds, you do a hand to hand with Pickles, Pickles is dying, unless you get a saving roll. Like if he had two, like a double roll for a saving roll, like I could see it. There's just no balance in how he comes together. It's like you're all or nothing on 50-50 propositions, and assuming you don't roll a one, and that's a lot for me. Um, and then if you lose those 50-50 propositions, like he's just an absolute garbage hero. He offers nothing. I mean, Wilson always has the ability to see the next fade card. That's super good. I've really grown to think Wilson's actually a lot stronger than I originally thought. Wright is fine. I mean, I was just trying to get her to hold down the mountain track, and it just became clear I just could not just leave her up there. But I mean, look, the mountain track ultimately was what did me in. But make no mistake, that's another thing too. If that campground wasn't, if I was able to get the Sir Wipes a lot, one fake card earlier, I clear that off. The Zed Hemoth is there, and then I just mow him down with Agent Wright before he even gets to the even close to town center. So that was a little unlucky. Um, but yeah, that highway track was going to be a nightmare. There's no world where I can deal with the Iron Zed, and then he's matched up there with, what the hell is the name of that guy? The Ravager, who's now on the stronger side because of what the Nardos band did, and then you got a 7 right behind that. Like, yeah, I do love the way this game's really, just you're just gonna lose a lot, but like I do love how it makes you try to think, strategize, and I think with every character, there's some degree of depth where you can like try different things with them, put them at risk, take smart decisions. Where Pickles is just like, other than throwing him down the tunnel track and trying to clog it up, like there's no real options with him. Like he's just a kind of great. He rolls 2 dice when he forages. All right. I mean, at least I mean even friggin' Rusty Staub, like when he forages, he's always guaranteed a supply. Like you gotta do something like that with this friggin' dog, man, because it's really bad. It's really bad. I mean, you think about Rusty, he gets +1 supply resource every time he scavenges, no matter what else the result is. And he has, again, he rolls 2 dice for a saving roll. I think he has a rugged roll, right? If you're just like comparing every other character, I just don't see how this comes off and you're like, yeah, that's fine. That's fair. No, it's not. It's just an absolute garbage character. He doesn't do anything. And eventually, if you're not preventing Zed's placement, right? I mean, even Kingman. I mean, Kingman can like prevent a Zed's activation, but then he has, you know, a wall, which is a +3 shift. He has +1 when he's defending for hunker down, and then he has the mine where he's doing a gunfire attack of a 7 and a gunfire attack of a 4. I mean, that's a lot of damage that he's also doing. Pickles doesn't have any way to get these units off the board. He's just trying to keep them where they are. It's an unbelievably poorly designed character that does not fit. The other 20 characters all do something more. All 9 of the heroic civilians all do something more. And then there's this dog, which has like, it's a one-trick pony that doesn't do anything. General Lee, super useful, the way he can transport other characters to the hospital and back. I mean, Horatius has a tough roll and a reroll and doesn't increase infection, right? Like, there's so many things that these dogs do. I mean, if he could restore order, even that'd be better, right? Like, just do something. Like, hey, if you're a stealth, like, chaos markers are still placed, but if there's no unit there, you get to restore order, like something, man. Like, they gave this character just no depth at all. And I mean, it's maybe at level 2, it's more viable. I don't think I've ever played a game of Pickles been like, oh my gosh, I love this dog. It's so good. No, it's crap. It's always been crap. Always been crap. I mean, again, you already have limited, like your odds of winning this game are already low, and then they give you this stupid dog, which just makes it even lower. What would this have been? The red phone. Red phone's cool. It's good early when you can clean up the mess afterwards. Yeah, the red phone. You target 2 spaces, kill everything there. That would have been good for something like this mess, but it does put out 2 chaos markers. So if you don't have the candy corn economy, then you're screwed. So anyway, that's my Pickles diatribe. I've just the more I've played this game and still absolutely love it. Just kind of the more it's just such a miss from a design perspective. Like and the fact that they never kind of revisited, did some kind of errata, like made it like an actual character that's worth playing. I mean, it's a dog. Who doesn't love a dog? It's just crap. There's no action efficient way I could see to use this thing. And again, every time you use them, you move them too. You're always risking rolling that one, and then it's like, bye pups, have fun. Hopefully I save you in the cemetery, and then I gotta heal your ass, and then I gotta put you back in play. It's like, yeah, I did no healing this game at all. That's crazy too. None. There's a lot of events too that just kind of give you some healing. Absolutely none. I had the game I thought I was going to win off camera until I just had a really unfortunate brains event. That secret airbase is really good. Really, really good. Oh, I mean the G. I mean, also I rolled real bad with the G. I mean, I rolled bad with everything, right? But I rolled real bad with the G. That was crazy how many actions I had to use with her just to get to the super weapon that never came. That was insanity. And think about how many times I defended. Like if I was able to get the super weapon with the Zed streets, like how much extra damage it does, and how much like you really start just clearing these tracks. I've started to find cards that add like one Zeds to the beginning of every track. Like they don't feel like, oh, whatever, but then you start thinking about how much extra damage. That's 6 hits. That's 6 more pieces of damage you have to do. Times 5 tracks. So you're putting 30 more health of Zeds on the board every time. That's like a brutal, brutal economy where you're like, oh, like how? Okay, now you have to deal with that somehow. And it's just in a game with limited ammo and limited resources and whatever. That's a tall, tall task. But man, the checkmates. I don't think I've ever played a game of the checkmates being that useless. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Super Zeds. These come here. 1, 2. Donardo's banned. I'm setting it for another game because I'm a glutton. Because that left a bad taste in my mouth. I'm not putting it on camera though. I'm sorry. First, my neck is killing me, so like having to turn and look at y'all. It's a literal pain in the neck. Both of my trains survived. I mean, that's a moral victory. God, I want to throw Pickles in the trash so bad. just a bad, bad animal. Bad dog. It doesn't like even if it brought in like I mean if it's like at entrance it gives you 17 supplies. I'd be like, all right, that's balanced. that's helpful. That's something I like. Something I could use. It brings nothing. I mean, Johnson. I mean, he has +2 on his gunfire attack, but he brings 2 supplies, 3 ammo. I mean, the Savior Corps brings 2 supplies. I mean, if you're saying he's a forager, great. Like, bring me some supplies, pup. Nothing. I could rant about Pickles for many hours, man. Have I told you I've been having a kind of a crazy couple of weeks? I'm just taking it on Pickles. That's what I'm doing. It's not right. It's not right. One day I will see the error in my ways. That day is not today. day I will rail on Pickles. Uh, Jonathan K, yeah, if you can't have fun while losing, Zeds isn't going to be a good fit. Yeah, dude, it just has those moments, man. I mean, it kept making me laugh every time I looked down. Were they still there at the end of the game? They might have been. Or did they finally move? I can't remember, but it was like looking out, you're like, nope, those villagers are just like, yep, nope, we're not going anywhere. This is my village. We're going down with the ship. So great, dude. So funny. It's so funny, and again, it just creates those moments, man, where a hero arrives and it's exactly the hero you need, and you're like, yes, or like you get Carter, Big Wheels Carter, like coming in with the supplies of stuff, and then he's like running over his Zeds as he gets to the town center. Like it's so funny, man. This game's great. This game's great, and I think that's what my biggest disappointment with Plum Island Horror just did not. It didn't even come close to kind of recreating any of that, any of those cinematic moments. Man, it was just felt so. I don't know. Just that game was such a just a poor facsimile of Zed's, um, in a way that I was very deeply regretted buying that game. So that is that. Another fun day in Farmingdale. And I need to go exercise a demon or something because that was. How is it possible I rolled that many ones with the checkmates? I can't even. I could probably roll this for like. I'm not gonna roll a single one now. Watch. Hey, there's a one. You know it's in here. Can I go 6 rolls without rolling a one? That's two. That's three. Apparently I can't. That's four. All right, one, two, three, four. Nope, I can't. I cannot go 6 rolls without rolling a one. I will always roll more ones than statistically possible, or statistically probable. That's four. That's five. I did it. I did it. All right. I feel good. I feel good about a good game off. So bad. I just want to get deep into chapter 3 one time. Rangers are such a good thing early. But I do think it's hard, man. You get 3 of those special events in those first 7 cards. It's rough. But then if you get all the special events in a row at the end, that's also crazy. Like trying to figure out ways to create distance. All right, brains is coming out. I have to. This is vulnerable. That's the one I just didn't see it. Well, I did kind of see it. I was in a place where I think the Zedhemus were here. Here? Yeah, they were here. And there was going to be Zed's advantage, Zed's, because I had a barricade there. It's going to be Zed's advantage, Zed's advantage. And I just was like, all right, I'll win one of those, right? You just need Zed's advantage as long as you roll an 8 or higher. And I just wasn't. I rolled like real bad. I think I rolled like a 3 or a 4. And then here I rolled like a 7. So I finally did a damage to it, but I couldn't. But I wasn't rolling. I had too many units there, so like they basically like I wasn't. There was always a unit in the next space. Like it was really, really, really bad. So it just kept. It was like lost 4 battles in a row, and next thing I know, it was game over. I was like, oh, that happened quick. Um, so gross, dude. Super, super gross. But that is that. I'll be back. I don't know if I can stream the next 2 weeks. I really don't. I got some things still happening. So I think the next time y'all see me, at least I'll have clarity in my life. Again, it's some professional stuff that I'm dealing with right now. And I can hopefully give an update. I'll probably give a full update if it's good news, and I'll probably give no update. I'll probably just say, "Hey, yeah," if it's bad. So, but you'll see. I won't be too far away. So, I will. I am still very much thinking about getting a quick Torum on here. I did finally get a few games of Euthia under my belt. I'm super intrigued by it. Having a hard time wrapping my head around the Maid's Night comparisons. I, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's not look. It's not hand management at all. Like I don't understand. It has movement and hexes and monsters. I don't know. So I really am like anyone that's like, oh, Maze Knight kill. No, I can see Maze Knight inspiration in it, but it is not. It is very, 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 very far from Maze Knight. So, Sag says, "Hey, look at that! I got here just in time for the finish line." Uh, yeah, Sag, you. This is your fault, man. You wished bad karma on me off the jump, dude, and whatever insane warlock hex you put on me, I would ask you to lift because wow, um, this was this was something, dude. Marty, yeah, I don't get the amazing comparison either. It is not there. Sagitt says so. Everyone lived happily ever after. Sure, sure. That's one way. Um, you know, I did rant about a dog for 45 minutes. That was, I mean, 40 for like 3 hours. Stupid man. The dog is awful. Someone prove me wrong. Someone tell me a worse character in this game than Pickles, and I will be happy to listen. But Pickles is the most useless player unit in any game. Madi says the interaction is completely different. The battle is something else. Uthia is cool, says yeah, I'm a fan. I just I played through the hunt. Took me a few games to actually figure out what I needed to do to beat a level 2 character. So that's a good sign. So I'm curious to explore some more scenarios. Or if you guys have any strong recommendations for scenarios that play really well solo, I'm curious. But it's very good. I'm very intrigued. I'm wondering when they're going to start the U.S. production for the last expansion. Um, I'm curious about that. So, but of course, that's going to be coming. I did just get a freaking ridiculous solo playmat for Uprising, which is incredible. So they're sending me some more prototype stuff. So I'm excited about digging into that. And Quick Torum. I'm going to learn the rules of Quick Torum because I mean, Hoplo. I really, really, really like Hoplo. It's just too damn long, as advertised. So I'm curious how the Quick Torum rules play for me. So for sure, Sag says my biggest issue with it is just simply how huge and cumbersome it is. It is huge and cumbersome, indeed. I kind of get it. It's yeah. I mean, it is. It's an ambitious design. Um, that is for sure. I mean, and the number of I mean, you're having like the separate stack of tokens for each of those encounter cards, and like having to dig them out. Like it's something about it. I mean, even the storage system was like cool, but not really well thought out. Like they could have, if you're gonna spend all this time developing that storage system, I think they could have done a little bit more to make it just even more like what's the word? More helpful. I mean, player friendly. I mean, just give me one of those towers and just have a slot for each of the encounters. Cool. So there you go. Oh, this encounter pulled out. Or I mean, I honestly, I'd rather you give me a little box with some dividers and I could just pull them out that way. I mean, I need something where I'm like, oh, I got an encounter. Oh, let me pull all this stack of tokens out for there. Like I just feel like that was kind of weird and probably unnecessary. I think some of those encounters you could have easily just draw from this deck, draw from this deck. I don't know. So they went all out, and I respect that. It's just from a learning standpoint, it's just like what, like oh okay. And I do think the rule book is fairly decently garbage. They did the Victory Point Games thing. They have multiple books, and why they Victory Point Games, I think they did a really good job with Zeds in the multiple books, but like Nemo's War, the multiple books is not great. Knowing what book you have to look at to find out what information. They have an index which is incomplete. They have an appendix that assumes you've they have like that one the appendix where you should be able to look everything up, but it assumes like you memorize the rule book by the time you get to the appendix. Like a couple reminders in all the sections, I think would have been really helpful. So it's a very again, it's not like ATO player hostile, but I did find the learning curve pretty absurd for what it is, and the number of times I'm like, how is this information not here? It's like I gotta find another place. I don't love that. Um, and I've learned a lot of games recently, and I mean, Reckoners I think has a decently fine rule book. Victorum I think is a decently fine rule book. I just was very very put off by the Uthia rule book, especially for a second edition. Um, but all in all, it's a really good game, and I'm glad I'm finally digging into it. I got a friend pretty excited to play it too. But I may finally have to buy into Uprising. It seems, says Saget. Saget says I agreed about the stacks of storage. See, sometimes we do agree. Sometimes. Sometimes. Ah, man. I gotta go figure out what the hell's going on with my neck. Ow. Just totally slept on it wrong. That's not good. All right. Well, slipped to this in my neck. Watched Farmingdale burn into a zombie chaos, and that's about it. But this has been fun. I hope you all have a great day. I'll be back probably 2 weeks, probably. But it won't be much longer than that. So, but in the meantime, I hope any questions, comments, epiphanies, put them in the comment section below. I hope everybody is enjoying the end of August, which is absolutely wild, and has a great beginning of September, and kids getting back to school and all that good stuff. But in the meantime, hope you're playing something fun, and happy gaming.
Solo.